Alrighty, we are live. Just gonna share screen real quick. Yada yada yada. Go on Telegram. Be live. Okay, so I'll wait for you guys to join actually before we start. Just let me know if you guys can hear me loud and clear, and then we'll go ahead and continue with the stream. Someone joined. Hello, Adele. My voice, everything is good in terms of sound, and then we can go ahead and start. Someone. Cool. Okay, so yeah, I want to quickly talk about, I don't have too much time here, but I just want to give like a quick market outlook for the next 30 minutes, and then I'll answer your questions real quick, and then we'll kind of go from there. So right now, of course, from yesterday's stream, we talked about the fact that Bitcoin was in a V-shaped formation. What is a V-shaped formation? A V-shaped formation, of course, is usually a bullish formation where we have the letter V play out. Now, looking at the current structure, I mentioned to you guys yesterday the fact that although we are in a V-shaped formation, some traders, what they will do is they'll end up looking to take those profits in between these candlesticks. You guys know I like to trade wicks, and I mentioned to you guys that Bitcoin most likely will end up hitting the wick opportunity, and then we will start seeing some profit taking. You can see just how perfectly that trade played out. It hit the wick to the exact dollar, and then we saw a profit taking scenario, and now we are currently testing above our exponential moving averages on the 4-hour time frame. This, of course, shouldn't really be a surprise. I mentioned this to you guys this morning as well in Telegram, the fact that although right now, even on Ethereum, we did end up seeing that V-shaped formation play. We had the same exact trading opportunity from yesterday. We ended up taking a long position, very beautiful profits on that trade. Now, of course, we are waiting for those exponential moving averages to play out. So as an educational standpoint, you can see Bitcoin is hitting the 9 exponential and 20 exponential moving average, but Ethereum has yet to hit that level. What does that mean? Well, that gives you an area of trading opportunities where you can enter that short scalp position into those EMAs, ride that move and exit on that position as soon as it hits those exponential moving averages. But for those of you that are, of course, a little bit more conservative, what you can instead do is simply just wait for those exponential moving averages to hit and then decide whether or not you want to take that long position. Now, from an overall market standpoint, I know I didn't make Ethereum video today. Sorry, guys. I will make it later. It's just been a crazy busy day for me. But looking on Bitcoin and Ethereum in general, you can see on the daily time frame that as of right now, we are still in between our exponential moving averages. This is something we have to be very cautious about. These exponential moving averages are still in a deciding factor. Although we did see a break above yesterday, you can see that even as of right now, we have not tested that level as support. We still have about 8 hours before the daily candlestick closes, but you guys don't understand the amount of times I have seen the market do something like this. We're bearish, bullish, then bearish again. So we have to be cautious in between these zones. What I want to see, of course, is the bulls end up holding above these exponential moving averages. Then we can start looking for a long position for the next breakout trade into the $80,000 Bitcoin. If, of course, we end up rejecting off these exponential moving averages, then I don't necessarily think that this is the area we are going to see a bounce. Most likely the bounce will be down here at the $52,000 range. So everything right now is dependent on that move. Same sort of situation with Ethereum, but Ethereum's chart actually looks completely bearish. You can see that we still have rejected off our exponential moving averages on the daily. We had a very nice pump opportunity from yesterday's wick low at 30.58. We ended up shorting pretty much the whole way towards the downside. We locked in our profits before the Fed meeting, and then Fed meeting came out. News was neutral. We saw a bullish engulfing, but right now you can see that that same sort of profit taking is happening across the board. So again, one of those situations where you don't necessarily want to be trading in terms of a swing position. Instead, what you want to be looking for are scalping positions. And right now, the easiest scalp I can possibly see is this 9 exponential and 20 exponential moving average playing out on the 4-hour time frame. Quick in and out trade. If the market does end up holding above these exponential moving averages, then you can continue pushing. But again, right now, we already had a massive V-shaped formation. We're seeing profit taking. We're seeing the EMAs being tested multiple times. The daily time frame doesn't look that good. What does that mean? Well, that simply means that right now is probably not the best time to be looking for swing long opportunities. There are times that you can look for swing long opportunities, but right now is just we don't have enough confirmation to be looking for those. Instead, like I said, we can scalp short. Look at Ethereum dropping, right? It's a very simple scalp short opportunity into those EMAs, and we're going off the reasoning that Bitcoin has already hit those exponential moving averages average as well. So that's exactly how we're playing this move. So simply just in and out of the trade, 4-hour EMAs. Once they're hit, you guys can exit and take those profits and then continue pushing forward. Now, I will talk about altcoins really quickly because, of course, I know some of you guys want to see the altcoin market. So in terms of altcoins, we'll start off with Doge. So Doge is pretty much in the same sort of situation. I don't necessarily like Doge chart even on the daily time frame. Like, yes, although we are trading above these exponential moving averages, we need to see volume come into the market. I don't see volume as of right now. So again, still a deciding factor. A lot of you guys are freaking out about Doge and saying, Pingu, what should I do? What should I do? We had the V-shaped formation from yesterday, so I gave you guys that example that, hey, look at altcoins for that V-shape. That V-shape completion is done, but you can see that we haven't tested our 4 hours at all. Since this breakout above, we have not tested the 4-hour EMAs at all as support. If you are taking long positions here, you need to understand that you will get flushed out. If Ethereum and Bitcoin are looking for the flush opportunity into those EMAs, most likely Doge is also going to see the same sort of flush opportunity into those exponential moving averages. So what I would do in this case for Doge is, of course, wait for the EMAs to test. Once we get the close above, then we can start focusing on the next major target, which is going to be at 0.618. 0.168 rather, is a very strong resistance for Doge overall. That level has failed to hold as support multiple times, and what we need to see, of course, is that level being held as support retest, and then we can focus on 0.21. If Doge ends up breaking above 0.21, ladies and gentlemen, that is the last area of resistance for Doge before anything in terms of 0.35 or even all-time high can easily be tested once that level of 0.21 breaks. The reason for that is, you can see if I zoom out of the chart right now, this is a massive consolidation zone, right? You can see we have a large consolidation zone, and we are still in that same consolidation. We have not broken out of this range just yet. We have seen Doge go and hit these levels multiple times before, but as of right now, we haven't seen any sort of massive bullish engulfing candle to say, yes, volume is here, Doge is ready for the next leg towards the upside. 0.21 is going to act as a crucial resistance because, of course, looking at previous price analysis, if I were to zoom in for you guys, you can see that Doge had multiple retest opportunities on support, right? So this level was acting as a crucial support in the previous bull run. Once we ended up breaking below that support level, look what happened. All of a sudden, that level now turned into a major resistance point. So you can see that there is definitely quite a bit of confluence within this region. So that's why I'm going to be paying attention to 0.21 and see how Doge plays out. On the 4-hour time frame or even on the daily time frame, like I said, this looks good, but we need to see the support retest being held on the 4 hours before we start looking for long opportunities. Does this mean that, oh, doom and gloom, it's over for Doge and we're going straight to the moon? No, not necessarily. And I talked about this many times. The fact that if we end up hitting that resistance level and rejecting, 0.11 is going to still be the play. Everything is dependent on this crucial resistance zone right now. Even though Doge, of course, had a very nice bounce opportunity, you can see multiple retests on 0.124, which I did talk about to you guys many times, that, hey, 0.124 is going to be the first level target. We ended up hitting that level perfectly. A lot of people got sideswiped. A lot of people lost a lot of money here going long on Doge at 0.17, and now we hit that 0.124, and the same people, again, same sort of situation. Now all of a sudden they were saying, oh, Doge is going to 5 cents. Like, it's just basic human psychology, right? So when it's going up, everyone's expecting some massive breakouts, but when it's going down, everyone all of a sudden switches to like doom and gloom. We're realistic here, and the first realistic level was already hit at 0.124. But again, I don't see enough confirmation to take that long position on Doge. If you want to trade the wick highs, you can. So what that basically means is every single time Doge ends up breaking above this wick high, you can take that long position. So you can see that Doge right now is trying to go for that wick high opportunity. If that level is broken, take the long and play the scalp. Otherwise, just watch it, right? You don't necessarily want to be taking a long in these positions here because, of course, it's extremely volatile. What most likely has happened, let's say, for example, you enter a long, right? You're like, oh, okay, it looks like it's about to go to this major resistance level. I'm taking a long position. You end up taking the long position, and then all of a sudden, as soon as you enter, now it's reversing. You're going to be like, what the hell? What, the market's out to get me, yada, yada, yada. But no, it's just patience, right? If you have patience in this market, you're going to win. And this is literally a live example of this happening. You guys saw it. This is a perfect example. We talked about how it looked like it was bullish, and now look at it, right? All of a sudden, just flipped to bearish immediately. Why did that happen? Well, look at Ethereum. On Ethereum, is there any reason for us to be taking long positions? If Ethereum is looking bearish for those exponential moving averages, you don't think Doge is all of a sudden going to do its own thing? No, that's not how things work. Usually these things follow each other precisely. And that's why if Ethereum is looking bearish on the 4-hour time frame, looking for the exponential moving average retest, and as of course on Bitcoin as well, then that should give you an idea that, okay, everything is going to look for a corrective move. That's just pretty much how the markets work. Unfortunately, everything follows Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? So that's ideally how it's played. So that's pretty much, that update in there. Yeah, so no, the connection is breaking. Hold on, wait, guys, can you hear me? Sorry, I think you guys should be okay. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to the chat. Did you guys hear me? Just a quick update. Or is it bad? Volume coming, can hear you well. Okay, so yeah, it's just connection issue. Okay, cool, we're good. So yeah, so that's pretty much how I would play that. So right now, like I said, on Ethereum, we're just looking for that 4-hour retest, and then everything else will follow through. So if Ethereum ends up holding from a bullish perspective on the 4-hour, then you can take your long positions. But I would personally be paying attention to the daily time frame, and the daily, like I said, it gives you a better understanding. If the daily time frame is basically, it's a weight thing, right? So you guys know I only trade 2 time frames. It's the daily and the 4-hour. If the 4-hour looks bullish but the daily looks bearish, I'm going with the daily. If the daily looks bullish and the 4-hour looks bullish, then that's a confirmation. In terms of Ethereum itself, if 4028 is broken on Ethereum, so that's going to be the first level, right? So that's a major resistance zone. If that level ends up breaking on Ethereum, then guys, we are heading into all-time highs, and all-time highs for price discovery would probably put Ethereum somewhere, I would imagine, into the $5,000-$6,000 zone. That's pretty much where Ethereum would most likely end up happening if, of course, 4028 is broken. The reason why is 4028, you guys already know, is a major resistance point for Ethereum. If that level flips to support, I would definitely be looking for long positions across the board on most of your favorite altcoins, because as that rally happens, like you guys have seen, some of your coins went 3-4x all of a sudden for like no reason. It was just crazy. It's probably going to happen on an even larger scale. So that's why Ethereum 4028 is all dependent as of right now. We ended up playing that moveset perfectly from the shorting perspective, but right now we just need to see confirmation. Personally speaking, I prefer to enter some long positions at 2800. And the reason for that, of course, is you can see that this was a midterm support. So I'll delete this because we don't need this line. But from a major support level, that's a major daily support. That was where we saw the most amount of retest from a rejection standpoint and a support standpoint. That's why I'm personally going to be looking for that level for an area of opportunity. And of course, if it doesn't happen, fine. But there are going to be other opportunities for you guys in this market. So just because you can't catch the trade right here and you didn't catch the move yesterday doesn't mean it's the end of the world. What you're basically going to be playing is 2 ways. Either Ethereum rejects these exponential moving averages and you could enter a long position on 2800, assuming of course the fact that we end up holding there. Or of course, number 2 is just waiting for this level as of right now to break, use as support, just like we saw over here. So from the very beginning, we're pretty much, so what I would say, actually, this is a perfect example. This is the situation we're in right now. In terms of price analysis, this is the situation we're in right now. We had a huge retest of 2700, which was a major resistance. We had the breakdown structure of a major support, and then we capitulated down. So you can see we were trading below the exponential moving averages here. Right now, once the exponential moving averages broke above, then we used them on the 4-hour time frame as support. It was a long confirmation. You can see the same sort of situation happening right now. We broke below the exponential moving averages. We rejected off a crucial resistance. As long as we trade below those EMAs, I'm not interested in long positions. Personally speaking, the support level would probably play better. Support level comes, you enter a long on the support and the retest of the EMAs, and boom, 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 you continue pushing. So there's 2 ways you can do this. It just depends what kind of trader you are. But I mean, for a lot of people right now, given how volatile the market is, it's probably better for you guys to just be a little bit more conservative, because if you're wrong, you end up losing a lot more money than you want to, right? That's just how things are right now. Even for me, like you guys saw, like the scalping position, like there's so many scalping positions that happen. We're in and out of the market. Yesterday's Ethereum scalp position, like I said, the V-shape's going to play out. Some people were like, oh, Pingu, it already kind of looks overbought. Already did its move set here. It's at 3,300. There's no way it's going to jump another $100. You guys got to understand, we're not in that bear market standpoint anymore. $100 on Ethereum is happening every 4 hours, even sometimes every 15-20 minutes. You'll start seeing some huge volatility. So as long as you know that, hey, if this V-shape is going to play out, as long as you understand and you have a trading plan and you know where to enter, then you should be entering that trade as it goes, right? There's no reason for you guys to be doubting yourselves. And I get this question a lot. Like I said, like, hey, Pingu, like what happens when the trade's red, right? Like when I enter the trade's red, I panic, I need to close, I don't know how to beat that. It's because you're not trading off anything. You're just trading off the chart that I send, and you're just assuming that, oh, it's perfect, right? So that's why I tell you guys, like when I send a chart, it's what I see on the chart. You need to go and actually look at, do you understand the same sort of situation that's happening, and then practice that. So if you mess up on a V shape, for example, you enter along but you exit early, and then you see the same V shape formation again, and then you see a message from me giving the confirmation, that should give you an idea of, okay, this is a good long position. Yes, the market's going to be a little bit volatile. You're probably most likely going to see a chop happen as soon as you enter, right? But the idea is after 4 hours, 4 hours is key. After 4 hours, then your position is most likely going to play out. And what I mean by that is the same sort of situation right here, right? So you can see the V shape here. We ended up, so maybe some traders saw the V shape early and they entered a long position here. All of a sudden, the trade went down all the way to 31, 34. They were like, shit, I'm wrong. I shouldn't have entered this position, yada, yada, yada. But you can see on the 4 hour time frame, the volatility was there, but the candle closed here. That again, sort of situation. So that's why we trade 4 hour time frames. We don't trade 1 hour, 15 minutes, because on the 15 minute and the 1 hour, like it looks like a completely different picture. You can see in terms of a V shape, this happened. Then you're thinking, oh, nope. Okay, wait, Pingu, wait, hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Like, then you're going to be like, okay, well, it traded below the exponential moving averages. This is a rejection of the V shape. This also closed below the EMAs. This is a short. You're going to take a short position, and then on the 4 hour time frame, I mean, you can see the 4 hour didn't close yet, right? So the 4 hour candles didn't close yet. So you're entering a short based off lower time frames, and then the market the next hour, boom, pumps up again. You're like, what the hell? What happened here? You go look, oh wait, the candle closed above. That's why 4 hours are personally better than the 15 minutes and stuff, because those chart patterns and all that stuff that you guys see is probably not going to work out versus the 4 hour time frame, where again, it gives you enough weight and enough information that you're comfortable enough to take those positions. That's what you want to trade, even from a spot perspective. So even when I'm looking for spot positions, and I'll give you guys an example of this. So for example, on Beam, on a spot level, I noticed on the 4 hour time frame that we had an initial consolidation zone. So on Beam, for example, again, this is a spot position, not a leveraged position. I don't even think you can leverage this position on most exchanges, but regardless, this was a crucial resistance point. In my head, I was like, okay, 0.22 is a resistance and 0.17 is a support. I know that if I'm going to be looking for a spot position, so again, long term, I just want to be buying in this range. I don't want to be selling in this range, because again, then you're day trading and you're pretty much spot trading your bags, which is a stupid idea. All you're doing is you're just trying to understand where is a good idea to be looking for buying opportunities. And that gives you a long-term perspective of where you can kind of load up your portfolio. So you can see that Beam for multiple days, what is this, December 7th, and now till February 8th, so exactly 2 months. 2 months of consolidation, and then it broke out. And when it broke out, it created the next leg opportunity. Right now, if we look at it from this perspective, we are in that same sort of consolidation, and I can show you guys. This is consolidation number 1, and this is consolidation number 2. So now you can see we have the next area of support and resistance, right? So, oh, my bad. But you can see that this level, of course, in Beam now, if I'm looking at it from a spot position, I want to be loading at 0.03, and I want to be waiting, of course, for this breakout at 0.04. What's most likely going to happen is we might see another 1 or 2 months of consolidation, then the next leg up to 0.06. And that's the beauty of it, is if you're already bullish long term, you just need to understand where exactly to place your support and resistance lines to look for those buying opportunities. I get this question a lot, like, oh, Pingu, I don't know when to exit my positions. I don't know when to enter my positions. I want to buy long term. When should I enter? And that's how you do it. You don't need me to tell you, okay, when this magical number hits right here, then you go all in, right? Like, you should be doing this yourself and understanding that long term, and that's what I mean by regardless if I'm here or not, this is going to be beneficial for you guys, right? Because of the fact that in due time, when the market, of course, has these huge pumps or huge volatility periods, I might not be there, right? I might not be there. Maybe I stopped making videos. Maybe I just, took a break for a year or whatever. Anything can happen, but you'll in your head at least know that this is what I taught you. And long term, you can do this for Forex. You can do this for stocks. It doesn't necessarily have to be crypto, but and again, I can show you an example of a stock too. Like I sometimes analyze Tesla, sometimes, rarely, most times I don't, but Tesla, same sort of situation, right? So it was the same idea. We were in extreme oversold conditions, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, if I'm looking to buy, I'd probably just wait for a consolidation move, right? So like stocks are a little bit different, but you can see that there's, quite a bit of gaps here, but same sort of position, right? So if I'm entering on stocks and I want to buy, I notice that this area right here is bouncing perfectly. So around the 166 is where I want to start buying my stock. So that's where I would be buying Tesla, regardless if Tesla long term, if it goes to that level, I'm a buyer, right? It doesn't matter what happens, but I want to be a buyer at that level. Market plays, structure breaks, and then look at that beauty, right? And I just drew this live for you guys, so it's not like I had it pre-planned out. It just, like I said, this is just common sense for most people that, like, again, long term, when you do this enough, you'll see this, but you can see 166 on Tesla, all of a sudden resistance was 212. Look what happened. Market broke above, and then look where it tested. 212. It tested that previous resistance as now support. That was your second buying opportunity. Okay, boom. I want to buy Tesla. I want to look for Tesla consolidation. I want to be a buyer here, right? And then that's pretty much just how you play it. And bada bing, bada boom. And then Tesla continues to do its thing. So yeah, okay, enough of stocks. But yeah, I hope that makes sense for you guys. Like, this is pretty much how you trade, like kind of everything. So how is Shiba looking? We need the ETH video because I'm sad today. I can do the ETH video for you. I will upload that ASAP for you. I know usually, like I said, when it comes to live sessions, it's very hard to balance it because, we're all trying to do live sessions and then I'm over here trying to figure this stuff out. So I will do the ETH video for you. Like I said, I don't want to keep this live session too long. I do want to go eat too. So I just want to give like a quick little market update. In terms of Shiba though, Shiba right now is in the same sort of consolidation. I don't necessarily see a buying opportunity just yet. And the reason why is even on the daily, you can see daily struggling in between these exponential moving averages, not a confirmation. 4 hour does look pretty good. We did end up holding 23 very strong. So a confirmation of that would probably be a breakout of this. So 29 would be the main level. And most likely it will end up breaking out now that I see it, because look, we had 1 test, 2 tests. Now this is going to be the 3rd test. But from a large perspective, so if you're a Shiba buyer, when you need strong confirmation, 36 is going to be the major zone. Anything above 36 and Shiba probably heads into a huge breakout, like a massive breakout. All-time high on Shiba is, I think, up here. Yeah, it's about 9. So yeah, like in the next wick opportunity after 36 would be at 53. 53 and then I think 68, so somewhere in between those levels. But yeah, so even that's what I'm saying, like these are things you kind of notice. So I noticed this very early in Telegram, and you guys know that position was monster, but I noticed that trade very early, that Shiba was in the same consolidation like Doge, but it was actually lagging behind. So Doge had his breakout first and Shiba was just kind of chilling, and I was like, Shiba's a free long right now, guys. And then we all took it, and then within like 2 days Shiba broke out, and then it just kept going, right? Because of course this was a huge consolidation. There was probably a ton of shorting positions that were open here long term, and they all ended up getting squeezed and absolutely wrecked. And then of course the same idea from a perspective of I want to buy Shiba, people probably saw this as, oh shit, this is a perfect chart. This is literally a perfect consolidation breakout. I'm entering a long position on Shiba. And boom, and then again, profit taking. You guys get that point. Like that's the same thing, right? So that's pretty much how you kind of look for these things. And there's other coins, so it doesn't have to be Shiba. For example, here's Filecoin. It's the same idea. Filecoin is, like I said, we haven't broken out of major resistance yet, but this is also an example of a good coin. You can see same consolidation like Shiba. we are in a crucial zone. If 1137 breaks out and retests as support, the first level of take profit is at 27. Second level of take profit is going to be at 42. It's going to happen extremely fast. And that's why I tell you guys, like, these are things to put on your charts and alerts because these are free trade opportunities. I think I had another one. I think it was Adam or something. Whatever, regardless. It was also another breakout trade that we were looking into. But yeah, these are things, like I said, you don't even have to look at the charts too long. Like I only trade, I send morning updates, I send evening updates sometimes, and I go MIAs because there's really not that much to update, mostly when it comes down to the 4-hour time frames. Like, the idea doesn't change. We just have to wait for confirmations. And the reason why I think is we're so, at least the chat rather, is so good in terms of profits and, you know, the accuracy is because A, I don't overtrade, and B, when I say we're waiting, I genuinely mean we're waiting. Like, you guys will see that I will wait. And look, so on you know, that's pretty much it. So yeah, anyway, so that 4-hour time frame, like I said, we're still waiting for these exponential moving averages to play. You can see Bitcoin actually did end up hitting it while we were talking. So the 4-hour did end up hitting. The 20 EMA hasn't hit yet. Most likely what's going to happen is the 20 is going to hit, and that should put Ethereum into that same level at 34.50. So about a $60 drop from here from a shorting perspective. If you don't want to take that short and you want to take the long position, then I would probably be waiting for somewhere up here for that wick breakout at 36.30, and then you enter a long position. But again, like, we're getting sidetracked here. These are just kind of giving you guys trade updates, but that's how I read the charts, and that's what I look for entries. But otherwise, probably a waiting time. So any questions before I chow? ID has a dip. Is it a buy opportunity before $2, or is it over and will fail? Will it hit $2? I don't know what ID is. Doge entry. So I'll make a video on Doge later. Like I said, Doge right now, I think you joined a little late, but we're waiting for Doge confirmation. We don't have a confirmation on Doge. We need to see Doge end up holding above the EMAs, and they haven't tested it yet at all. So I'm not going to enter Doge personally. On the daily, it looks great. It's looking to break out, but like I said, things look great, and then the market ends up rejecting. So just a quick educational standpoint for you guys. So you can see that right now on Doge, right? So Doge looks amazing on the daily time frame, but personally speaking, if I'm looking at it from a 4-hour perspective, I'm thinking, hey, okay, so we had a breakout on Doge, right? So we had a beautiful breakout, but what's the worst thing that can happen for me right now if I enter a trade here? So let's say I entered a trade right here. What's the worst thing that can happen to me right now in this trade? Well, the worst thing that can happen to me is you can see that the exponential moving averages were not tested as of right now. This whole breakout, they were not tested. Doge is sitting at 0.156. A wick down would be at 0.146. It's about a penny difference. For most of you, that doesn't really matter. For those of you that are leveraging, it's a big deal. So why would I enter a position here knowing that we haven't received the EMA confirmations yet? If this chart looked like this, so like that, right? So let me move my mouse so you guys can see. So if the chart looked like that, and now I did see the EMA confirmation, then I'm looking at it from a different perspective, and I'm saying, we already got the support retest, and now we're testing a major midterm resistance multiple times. This is a long confirmation. Then I would go to my daily and say, okay, daily also looks really good. We got the EMA retest here, so that's a bullish confirmation. Boom, enter Doge into 0.168. That's exactly how you trade this. So you're better off not, like I said, you want to be very careful with your trading entries, because if the market hasn't done something, most likely it will do that before it continues. Yes, sometimes the market pushes above without hitting the EMAs and it continues and then it'll hit it. That's fine. That's with patience. You're not going to catch every single damn trade, and you don't need to catch every single damn trade. You just need to catch the right ones. So what I would do, again, is quickly go to Ethereum, go to Bitcoin, and decide, okay, well, on Bitcoin and Ethereum, where are we at in terms of EMA retest? If they haven't hit yet, then why would I enter any sort of altcoins for a long position? Make sense? Reject and retest EMA. So no, what we're looking for is, of course, on 4 hours, we're looking for a retest here, a candle close, and then a continuation. If, of course, the retest happens and we close below, then that was an invalidation trade to begin with. Make sense? So from a bullish perspective, you want to see the EMAs being used as support. From a bearish perspective, you want to see the EMAs being used as resistance. But you need to wait for candle close before you do anything. If you don't wait for the candle close, that's on you. You're going to end up getting pretty much wrecked on that trade. So I hope that makes sense. So yeah, I think that's it though. I think we're good. I gotta dip because I gotta go eat something, and I don't want to stay here for an hour because last stream was pretty long too. So I hope that makes sense for you guys. I will talk to you later in the chat. I know I have to upload Ethereum, so I will get on that ASAP, and then we'll kind of go from there. But yeah, I'll do my best. Like I said, it's a busy day for me today. I'm not gonna be 100% in terms of videos until later tonight, but for now, like I said, I'm busy. So I will try to get uploaded Ethereum for you, and then we'll try to figure out the rest for you in terms of charts. All right, guys. Yes, kind of close on the 4 hour. Exactly. Do you ever stick to, what is that? Cooler? Do you ever look at stick cool? I don't even know what that is. So no, probably not. I probably don't do that. Anyways, okay. Have a good day, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Ciao.